I got live reactions to the verdict of Diddy. I got Boosie reacting to Diddy's verdict. All that. Watch to the end. Hit that like button. Subscribe.
Industry, and that's not to diminish obviously his influence and his vast wealth, but we're just seeing some of his family members walking out of court now. His sons, other family members now trickling out. You see his other relatives coming out here. We'll wait to see if his lawyers speak. But Jem, I just wonder if this had been happening in the late 90s, it would be a different story.
But I mean, you just saw the way that his family looks. They're not concerned.
Well, certainly he was facing life behind bars, and as his defense attorney said, he would be a fool to do anything that would put his custody in jeopardy now, as he hopes to stay out of prison. And we should find out later today whether, in fact, the judge is going to release him, given that he has been acquitted of some of the most serious charges.
All right, y'all boy Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop has been found not guilty of the RICO, which was the most serious charge. It was basically a minimum of 30 years, between 30 and life. Now, y'all can get in the chat, let me know how old Diddy is. I'm going to guess and say 55. Y'all get in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing he's like 55. So him getting sentenced to 30 years would mean he wasn't getting out till he was at least 80, 85, which is basically a life sentence. But not guilty on that. He did get found guilty on flying Cassie out and flying Jane Doe out. Now, I hear speculations on who Jane Doe is. She took the stand a couple weeks ago. There's allegations on who she is, but I'm going to let y'all drop that in the chat, who Jane Doe is. But the other person was Cassie. He did get hit with the prostituting her out or whatever, flying her, the Mann Act, which basically means flying a girl from one state to the next with sex as like the motive or intent. He got 2 charges on that. The max on that is 10 years. Now, I see a lot of people like, all right, he got found guilty on that charge twice for 2 different girls, and the max is 10. So are they gonna hit him with are they gonna hit him with 10 years for one and then 10 years for the other and give him 20? That's called ran consecutive. Or are they gonna put them together and then the max would just be 10 for both them charges combined? Y'all get what I'm saying? Drop in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Now, he's supposed to be going back in the next couple hours or next couple days in front of a judge again to basically be like, yo, can we get house arrest until sentencing? Because once you get found guilty, sentencing is like months later or weeks later, depending on like what state or town you in. Like I know like New York, you plead guilty, you gonna get sentenced for like another month. Then once you get sentenced, you won't go to your prison for like another month. So it's all processes from like one step to the next. But that was a W for Diddy. He's facing 10 years max. He's never been in trouble. He's in his 50s. He's never been in trouble besides with that Shine and J-Lo shooting back in the 90s in the club where he got found not guilty. So that's not even on his record. So he's like a newborn baby in a courtroom. When he stands in front of the judge for sentencing, the judge is going to look at him differently than the judge will look at a career criminal or like a convicted felon that has priors. They go by a timesheet, mandatory minimum sentencing guidelines. He could get probation. He never been in trouble, all right? Keep that in mind. that kind of looks good in front of a judge when you in your 50s, a black man in America and never been in trouble. Say what y'all want. Get in the chat about it. Then I got Boosie reacting to it. Now it's crazy with Boosie, man, because a few months ago, or when Diddy first got locked up, Boosie said he don't rap that just left New York City, hooked up with P. Diddy, whatever. He said he don't even rap that at the concerts no more. And now that Diddy's about to be free, busting U-turns, chat. We gonna see what rappers is busting them U-turns, chat. Get in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this.
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro. You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. Like, and I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this shit for people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all this shit for hip hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man losing his life behind a relationship, you know. And